You should be good.
Hi, I'm John Licata, and this is Licata Live. We had a little delay, had some technical difficulties. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the market, what's happening with Licata Group. First of all, on April 22nd, it's a Saturday, from 11 to 3 in Orange County in the Lake of the Woods Food Lion Shopping Center. That's actually where our office is. We're going to be hosting a shred day, a free shred day, community shred day. Anyone and everyone could come here, bring their shred documents, and they'll be shredded on site. We have 2 trucks planned. Normally we have 1, but it's been a huge event each year. So from 11 to 2, you come with your car, you get in line. We do all the work. Any proceeds, any donations that are received, which we do get quite a few, go every cent goes to the Orange County Lake of the Woods Fire and Rescue. So all of it. Licata Group and its team funds all the other aspects of it. We pay for it, and everything, anything and everything, goes to the community. It's actually very important to them. Also, it is the time of the year. The forsythias are blooming. Spring is in the air. Our Licata Group team certainly gives boat tours. We use it for our clients, but it's also a community service. So if someone in the area wants to go on a boat ride, you schedule it with our team, and we do that. There's no charge for that. It certainly is an opportunity to make some friends and grow our friendships in the community. But it's also a great way to show Lake of the Woods, and it's biggest amenity. In fact, today is a beautiful day. It's supposed to be 80 degrees today, and I plan on bringing my boat out for the first time. It was winterized. As far as what's going on in the industry, I'm going to start out with a quote. This comes from Lawrence Young. He's the National Association of Realtors chief economist. And what Lawrence was quoted as saying last week is, after nearly a year, the housing sector's contraction is coming to an end. Existing home sales, pending contracts, and new home construction pending contracts have turned the corner and climbed each of the past 3 months. That's from Lawrence Young, NAR chief economist. Really, what I want to say about that, if half the country, if you're out west, the numbers don't look very good. In the east, the numbers are very strong. Of course, we're in the greater Washington area, the DMV as it's called. Our team sells and services as far north as Northern Virginia, traditional Northern Virginia, and down into northern central Virginia. And that market's very strong. In fact, of our last 14 listings, going back about almost not quite 4 weeks, I'll be 4 weeks on Thursday, every one of them sold, and all but 2 had multiple offers, some multiple offers. I was also had experience of a property in Vienna, Virginia, in Fairfax County. There were 9 offers on that. We did not get it. Our buyer did not get it. So it's still, if a home is priced properly, and it's in a good location, and it's in good shape, it's an attractive sale, and it's an attractive buy. Understand that a list price is not the same as sales price. I put my home on the market for $500,000. That's the list price. It sells for $490,000. That's the actual sales price. What we have found in our experience is if it's overpriced, if it's too high, it will come down. It won't sell if it's too high. If it's priced right, it generally sells at or very near what the list price is. What the list price is. But if you're thinking it's a year ago where homes were listed high and even selling higher, that's really not the case. That's really not what we're finding here in the area. Now, why haven't prices dropped significantly? Because there were some doom and gloomers out there that were saying, oh my God, there's going to be a 20% price drop. It's just not happening. It's certainly not happening here in our region. And that's because inventory is still very low. We've had a strong listing period. I mean, we've enjoyed some really nice listings, but they go under contract very quickly, so they're not lamenting and laying stagnant in the market. So just really be mindful of that. The other thing that's happening is, and this is normal, home prices are seasonal again. So they tend to rise in the spring and summer. We're in that spring period right now, and then they're going to decline a little bit in fall and winter. Generally, folks want to be in place when their kids start school. Big part of the population have children, and school is a concern for them. So kids go back to school in August, early August, sometimes late July here in the South. They want to be in place by then. And so there's less buyers after that. Naturally, there's a decline in sales. So it's very, very normal to see home prices falling in January and February, and there are seasonal adjusted measures. They start increasing back as the forsythias start blooming. The other thing to know and be mindful of, because we're seeing them, seller concessions don't show up in this actual sale price. So I may sell my home for $500,000, but I paid closing costs for the buyer. Maybe the closing costs are $15,000, 3% of the price. The net to me is not $500,000. The net to me is $485,000 because I'm funding their closing costs. So just understand that. Dig a little bit deeper. There's more to the story. The other thing I wanted to mention is the mortgage market. The average 30-year mortgage rate briefly moved to below 6.4% last week, but then by Friday it climbed back up to 6.6%. And I looked at this. So as of March 30th, the average interest rates were 6.61%. 1 year ago, March 30th, 2022, it was 4.79%. Almost, not quite, but almost 2 full points. The peak was 7.3%. That was in October of 22. And we did see it dip below 6% on February 2nd, but it quickly moved back up. The next Fed meeting is scheduled for May 3rd. So will the Fed increase by a quarter as they did the last time they met? Who knows? Will it pause? Who knows? But that'll be the important next important date, on the horizon for the economy. So, in general, it's an opportunity for buyers to buy. It's certainly more favorable to them today than it was a year ago. But it's also, a good time to sell your house if that's the situation you're in. What I haven't seen enough data on is the high-priced homes. The medium or upper mid homes, that we have been involved with, that we're seeing, they are turning over. If it's priced right, it's going to sell right. What I haven't seen, say on the waterfront market, that's a totally separate market. Homes that the few homes that did go on the market really hadn't sold. I mean, we sold a couple. We did sell a couple on a small lake, But on the big lake per se, the homes that have gone on the market have not sold. So there hasn't really been a demand. I'm thinking, I think this way, that they weren't priced properly, or it just the timing wasn't right. Now that people are starting to get out and about and enjoying a little bit warmer weather, hopefully we'll see a trend one way or another. It will give us data. It'll give us data. But right now the data is it goes on the market, didn't sell, was probably priced too high. Anyway, save the date for the 22nd of April. Bring your shred. Make a donation to the fire and rescue, and hopefully we'll see you, sooner than later. Thank you. I'm going to try to close out here.